if you all could tell us what a limited partnership is and why should entrepreneurs care?
What a limited partnership is. So a limited partnership is a partnership that a venture capitalist strikes up with, let's say, an institution or a high net worth individual or a foundation, right? And like I said, they take that, they give us the money, and then we invest it in you. There are terms that we come to on that money and what that return looks like, right? And that starts to dictate, therefore, where we invest, how much we invest, what we expect in terms of return, in terms of timeline. Is it a 3-year? Is it a 5-year? Right? And at what rate? Right? And so all of those things, then we have committed to that to get our money, and we come to the table with that. Now, the difference from what Beth was describing is that as part of this, on the venture side or on the equity side, we want a piece of the business. Correct. Right? And that's where the sharky part of Shark Tank comes, because they want like 50%, it's never do that. That's ridiculous. Like, by the time you get your third round of funding, you'll own like 2%, right, maybe if you're lucky. And, the business will only be $5 million. It's not going to. But as part of that, we want a share of that equity. And what that means is that depending on the percentage of equity that we receive and where we are in the pecking order, are we a lead investor? Are we a follow-on? Right? We have a say. We become your boss. So think of then the venture capitalist as your board of directors. So yes, you are the boss of your business, but you have to report up quarterly to us, right? Because we are turning around and reporting back quarterly on how their money is doing, right? And so if you think about that structure, it allows you to take much more risk. It allows you to not have to worry about paying it back in a month or on a monthly basis or at a certain percentage rate or any of that. But it does mean that you still are coming back. You're still accountable. You're still coming back. At some point, you'll want more money, most likely, if you're successful. God forbid if you fail, but you'll want more money. And so you want to make sure that you have that good relationship with Jean or myself, because it's a lot easier to come back to us because we know you, we've been there, we've talked to you, than to go try to find new people to invest in you. And if you do find those new people to invest in you, after they talk to you, if they're interested, they're going to call us. Right. Right? That will be the first call they make. Who's invested who's on the cap table? Who owns, part of your business? Let me go call Maia. Let me go call Jean. And they're going to have, without you on the phone, a heart-to-heart conversation of, does this make sense or not? Right? And while we want to support you, our reputation is obviously equally, we're going to be honest. Yep, she's great. She listened to everything I said. She took notes. She did everything. Nope. He didn't listen. He just sat there. He didn't do anything. I don't know about this, right? I don't know if I'm going in on the next round. And so, just think about that. You don't have to pay it back. I mean, we hope you're going to exit in 5 years, 7 years. But there are other hooks to the money. Nothing is free, right? There are other things that you have to think about. And so part of this is also, at what stage do you take money for equity, right? I think very early stage, if you can get the kind of grants, loans, depending on what type of business you are, how much you need to invest, what the capital infrastructure looks like, that might be a better idea to get to a certain point so that you're at a certain point. So when you come to me and say, my business is worth something, you want an equity share, it's worth something. Right? Now, there's a caveat to that, and those are angel investors. Right. Angel investors are generally high net worth individuals, sometimes family offices, who come together, and they'll give angel checks, usually up to, it depends on the industry, it depends on the business model, but $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, usually not more than that. And that's for an idea. That's when you have the idea. And so they get a stake. They still get a share. Like, they're on the cap table. They're your boss. They're the board of directors. But, it gives you that breathing room because you don't have to pay it back right away, right? They usually get out when someone like me comes in. That's usually when they want their money back plus whatever you've negotiated. And if you've taken money from Angel, I'm looking to see if I give you, if you come in and you want $10 and I'm giving you the $10 and I know you have to give 2 of that back to someone else, then I'm thinking you only have 8 of my dollars to make, does the plan work? Right? So just think about this. As you're taking money, just think about what's the next turn? What will it look like down the road? How am I setting myself up for success? Right? Take the time, as you were saying, to understand what it is that you are asking for, what it is that you're receiving, and what the expectations around it are. Because there are some, regardless of who you take it from up here. Understand what that means and how it means you have to structure your business, your finances, how it impacts your business plan, right? If you're paying back monthly versus paying back in 5 years at a certain rate, but you don't have 100% of your business, think about all that. Build that into your plan. Take the time to understand.